I'm Kami Benham. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Okay, my name is Hijigri.
Take a seat. We're going to ask some questions here. Thank you so much for coming in on time. The first thing that I want to do is I want to know why you became interested in our company.
Because my study, I have studied 2 years embedded system localization. It means it can control wireless sensor network. So your cleaning robot company matched by research area. So I interested in your company.
Oh, okay. So you were interested in the company because of our research and it related. Okay. So the next question that I had was, tell me about yourself. Like, what kind of a worker are you?
I interested in robot localization. So many years before, I studied many methods of make product performance well. So I apply a patient.
Pattern.
Okay. Pattern.
Yeah.
So I can contribute to your company to product sell well.
Okay, great. Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. All right, the next question that I have is, how do you feel about taking direction from supervisors?
Frankly speaking, my heart fear loaded much, but I'll do my best to solve your direction.
Okay, so I'm not sure I understood that. So you have a problem having a supervisor, or you don't have a problem having a supervisor explain what to do?
I don't have a problem with the supervisor, but if I have a problem with the supervisor, I can solve problem and discuss many time and get together well.
Okay, all right, well, great. The next question is, well, first of all, when do you think you could start working for us?
I'm freshman. I entered this school first time this semester. So I graduate I graduate to this school the year after next.
So when is that?
It means next year
Okay,
I graduate.
so 2011 or 2012?
2012.
Okay, so when in 2012?
2012.
January?
Maybe.
Okay, so January 2012. All right, great. The next question is, do you have any questions for me?
Aren't you curious about my patient?
Yeah, actually, that is a good question. So tell me about your patent.
Simply speaking, I have a method of technique, wide area localization. Today technology have indoor localization, but I have wide outside localization using signal, power, and laser beam. So Can I draw?
Sure, if you want.
Simply, a simple principle is there are central space
Mm-hmm.
and simply speaking, I use pure instrument and like this is a circle randomly and my my instrument make circle and cleaning inner circle first and cleaning all and use laser beam and separate one color and go outside and cleaning between laser beam and each end go to circle inner circle and rotate to one color.
Oh, I see.
So same way all clear.
Okay. Very interesting.
It's a simple way and I can use application and more wider localization can be solved.
All right, well, that's very interesting. All right, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Well, all right, so I think that's it. Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations. I will give you a call very soon, and so we'll get set up to talk after you graduate.
Okay.
Okay, great. All right, go ahead and take a seat. All right, and in the future, ask for the card. All right, so let me tell you how it went. Hold on just a second. I had to move that, sorry. All right, so let me tell you how it went. Your handshake was really good at the beginning. I loved your answer for the very first question. Tell me about yourself. How did you become interested in the company? Really good answer, very well practiced. Random difficult question. You had a little less, you were a little less smooth about, okay? And so I think, what was the question again? Do you remember?
My supervisor direction.
Right. I want you to think about that answer beforehand. They're asking this question because probably they're having problems with another scientist who has difficulty with the supervisor.
Okay.
If they ask you, how well do you deal with supervisors? They're trying to find out, do you have the same problems as the last person?
Okay.
Do you understand? So in that situation, you want to say, I work well with supervisors.
Okay.
I have no trouble taking direction. I prefer to work alone.
Okay.
I know that's the case. You were saying that, you were saying, I prefer, I could see you were like, well, it makes my heart heavy. Whenever you want to say, frankly speaking, don't say it, okay? Anytime you feel you want to say something frankly, don't say it, okay? All you have to do, because what you're going to say next might be embarrassing to you, so don't say it. So instead say, I work very well with supervisors. I prefer to work alone, but I know that working in a team environment is more important for the project to finish.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? So just say, I work well with supervisors. I prefer to work alone, but I take direction very well. Okay?
Okay.
So it does talk about your preference, and then, So the next one, the schedule question, too many words. Okay? Just say, I will graduate in January, I will graduate and be available January of 2012. Just give a simple, straight, clear answer when they ask that question. Okay? So I think you can do better on that one. The question for me was an interesting question. Don't you want to hear about my patent? Or instead of, don't you want to hear about my patent, ask a more polite question. You would say, would you like to hear about my patent? Okay? The would you, or when you say, don't you want to hear it? Like, what's wrong with you? Do you understand? And he says, anytime you use don't you, it sounds like you're scolding them. You should ask me. That's a cultural difference, so you need to be prepared for that cultural difference.
Okay.
However, when you say, would you like to hear about my patent?
Would you like?
Yeah. Would you like, anytime you use would you like, it's much more polite. It's kind of like the 쉽시오, okay? 가 쉽시오, as opposed to 가, you know? It's, you want to say something really nice, you would say would you, could you, would it be possible?
Aren't you is bad?
Yeah, aren't you cold? That's almost like saying 가, as opposed to 가 쉽시오. Do you understand? So it's a huge difference in personality in that.
I
So
can understand.
yeah, so you want to say something a little nicer than that. So you could ask the same question. It was a tricky question. I liked it because it made the person go, yeah, I want to hear about, yeah, let's hear about the patent. That sounds good. Because knowing that you have a patent in something sounds like, oh, he's pretty cutting edge. Okay, he knows what he's doing. So I really liked the question, but I think you just need to change the grammar of the question. Okay? So you didn't ask for the card, but I didn't give you a chance, so I'm just going to cut it out. Your confidence was surprisingly good. Okay? You didn't seem that nervous. You did have some trouble stumbling over your answers, but it wasn't nervousness, you know? Or it didn't seem like nervousness. Pronunciation was pretty good. Your communication ability, it had really, really good moments and then so-so moments. I would say mostly good, okay? Understandable grammar, minor changes you should make, okay? Interesting answers, definitely interesting answers. And would I hire you? I would. I would wait until 2012 and say, we're gonna call that guy.
Okay.
Do you understand? So you came across as a very confident scientist.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.